Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today it is a beautiful late November day. It's Thanksgiving time and I should say temperature is 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 28 degrees Celsius. So it is a beautiful day here in Southwest Florida. And what I'd like to do is, I want to do a few things today. I don't have that many new blooms to share with you, but I have. Well, let's start out with the new bloom, and this is not first bloom, but certainly new blooms that are just starting to come out on Maikai. So Maikai here, and I was at an orchid meeting this past week where these people brought in these huge Maikai plants in full bloom. Mine is just starting. Actually, I have a few of these plants, but this is the first one that's just starting to bloom. So it looks like it has maybe 4 to 5 bloom spikes out on it, and one of them is in full bloom. The other one is almost there, and I've got a couple of bloom spikes that haven't even started opening yet. Small flower, nice plant. I've tried making crosses unsuccessfully using Maikai, and I'll probably try it again because there are so many flowers on it. I'll try crossing it. But this thing in this area, Maikais do extremely well, and I've got this plant and my other plants and they're gifts, because this one I think I got as just a small cutting maybe a couple years ago, and it's grown so much to fill the pot. So I think probably in another year this one's going to be ready to split. My other one that I can see from here that's mounted on my fence, it's also really big, and it's probably going to be ready to split either now or in another year, pretty soon. So my actually the only new bloom I wanted to share with you this week is this Maikai. I have some older blooms right here, and so I've got this is sorry, lots of animals around here. This is Chocoberry Fondue, and I shared this with you last time, and the flower is pretty nice, but it's a really dark flower, but what I really like about this plant is the fragrance. And last time I shared this with you, I wasn't able to place the fragrance. I said it smelled familiar, but I wasn't able to place it, and I think I was able to do that this past week. You know, while I'm standing here with all of my orchids behind me, this is the one I smell. And it's really has just a really nice fragrance. And unfortunately, even though this plant is named Chocoberry Fondue, it's not chocolate, and there's no berry fragrance associated with it at all. Not sure where it came from. Maybe one of the siblings that when it bloomed first did have a kind of a chocolate berry fragrance to it, but this one doesn't. And this one I think has a classical plumeria fragrance, and I know this because my plumeria that is behind you just started blooming again this past week. Plumeria is also, I'm smelling it again, it's awesome. The plumeria fragrances also can be quite varied. You can have rose, you can have a number of different fragrances associated with plumerias, but this is a classical plumeria fragrance, so just really sweet, just a really nice fragrance. So this one, I think that's what the smell is, just a really floral sweet fragrance coming from Chocoberry Fondue, which reminds me of the plumeria that is growing right behind you. I just want to also share one other story. So I've been making, as my orchids are blooming, a lot of my cattleyas are blooming, I've been making crosses on these, and I've been having a lot of fun making crosses on these. The problem when you make crosses is it does destroy the bloom. So on one of my plants, I pollinated, actually I only had 2 flowers, and I pollinated both of the flowers, and then one of them, I guess the pollen was incompatible, so the flower didn't immediately wilt, so it stayed for a long time, but now that flower is starting to wilt just a little bit after about 2 weeks, and the base of the flower is starting to turn yellow. But when you look at the successfully pollinated flower, and that one wilted really quickly. The petals and sepals, they're almost crispy. They're not quite there yet, but the base of the flower is swollen and is intense bright green. So this was a successful cross, I think, I hope. This is kind of a transition for me. I got to see if there's anything else over here. I'm going to be making, I've got other Cattleyas. I've made crosses on this. I'm going to make a cross on this one. I don't know whether you can see it right up here. I'm going to make another cross on that today. But this is Thanksgiving, so I wanted to share with you what I'm thankful for. And I am really, I've got a lot to be thankful for. I've led a pretty good life. I was, as I've shared with you before, if you followed me, I was on the faculty at a major Midwest university for 35 years, fairly successful. So I was a plant biotechnologist, and I worked mostly with soybeans, but other plants as well. And the orchids crept into the laboratory because other people wanted to use my laboratory for flasking purposes, which is fine, and it's actually one of the reasons I got started on orchids is that I would charge people who would use my laboratory one flask when they would come in and do this. Anyway, I've led a very it's been a really productive career, and it's been pretty good. I'm just really happy that I was successful as I was. My mom used to tell me that she was happy that I've stayed out of prison up until this point. I was a mischievous little kid, and I still like doing some types of semi-mischievous things. Not too bad. I shouldn't give you the wrong idea, but I've been pretty happy and pretty successful, and I'm thankful for that. Every day I walk out of my house here in Southwest Florida. I walk to the end of the driveway, look up. I'm a mile from the beach, so the sky is pretty clear. We don't have city lights and pollution, nothing like that. And I can look up and see the stars. And I look back at my house and I see the palm trees in front of my yard. And I just, every day I go out and I think, I'm just thankful that I'm here in such a great place. Everyone locally calls this paradise, and it really is. This is a nice place to live. And I grow my orchids outside, so yay! I mean, it really, to me, is just so great to be able to do something that I enjoy, which is growing these guys in Southwest Florida. The weather is beautiful year-round. It gets a little hot in the summertime, but as long as these guys like it, I like it. But this is just a great place to be, and it's a great place to grow orchids. I got the beach is a mile that way, which is just great. Again, I'm just really thankful that I'm around, able to stay here, and I'm still, I think, productive because I'm still crossing. I'm able to cross orchids, take those seeds into the laboratory, and grow up these plants. For this Thanksgiving, I'm not going to have all my family with me, but my family is actually joining me here in Southwest Florida the following week, so between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's going to be really nice to have them around. But I do have some of my family here, as you can see. So my orchids are, they are my family, but also what I have right here is I do have a little bit of my family. So I share with you, one of the last times I shared with you repotting of Cattleyas. So what I have here are four different Cattleyas in 4-inch pots in this basket, and they're doing really well. I have, and even though I don't have my family with me on Thanksgiving, I do have my orchid family, but then I have my orchids that I named after my family that's right in front of me. So this orchid is named after my son. This orchid right here is named after my son's after my wife. This one is named after my daughter, and this one, as silly as it sounds, is named after my grand dog, my son's dog, Finley Funley. The dog's name's Finley. A great dog, 120-pound Akita, just a great dog. Anyway, so I have kind of the family here, and they're going to be showing up. The real people of that family are going to be showing up here next week after Thanksgiving. So I'm happy about that, and again, I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful that I'm allowed to continue to make crosses, to name these orchids, to have fun with them, and see what they look like when they bloom. Hopefully. But I got a lot of orchids coming, and I'm really excited about all of them. All right, so that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share the video with you. Beautiful day. I wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I'm thankful for. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you could click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.